You are not broken, you are rising. Welcome to Rise Up and Heal, the podcast that helps you reclaim your worth, rewrite your story, and heal forward. Today, I am super fortunate to have the beautiful Majo join us today as she is a somatic coach. So I am really looking forward to this episode because I know that there is going to be so much knowledge that is going to be shared with us today. So thank you so much for joining us on Rise Up and Heal. I love that you have agreed to speak today, to share your story, and talk about how you've gotten into somatic coaching. So again, thank you and welcome. Can you please tell us who you are and share your story?
Thank you so much, Annie. That's such a beautiful, warm welcome. Thank you. I love being here with you today. Yeah, and very happy to share a bit of my story. Essentially, long story short, I spent my 20s in back-to-back relationships. I was always in one. And while they looked different on the outside, they were all very disempowering, in some way, all of them. And the big irony in all of it is that I was always working on myself. I was always like doing the therapy, the meditation, the healthy lifestyle. Yet I kept ending up in the same dynamics in love. And the tipping point was the last of those relationships, which turned out to be really emotionally abusive.
Mm.
And it was like a time of deep contrast for me because I was on the outside, things looked great for me. I was like graduating from Oxford with distinction and like landing a shiny new job and starting a shiny new life in London and all of the shiny things. And yet I was in love, really falling to pieces and like starting the worst year, what ended up being the worst year and a half of my life, in love. So it's when that started to finally crumble that I followed a gut instinct and enrolled in a somatic sex and relationship certification and then in body oriented coaching. And that's how I had no idea what somatic even meant, but it was just like following a gut instinct. And I entered this world and it like completely changed my life because in less than a year of somatic work, I ended achieving what 10 years of like therapy and mindset work couldn't do for me. Like broke my patterns in love finally for good. And most importantly, really reconnected with my body and like transformed my relationship with myself.
Yeah, that is so cool. And I think this is the biggest thing, isn't it? Because I know you and I have spoken off air, so to speak, and how much we were saying that it really is the body that keeps the score, like just how impacted like our nervous system is because and especially when you've stepped out of relationships that have been, emotionally and psychologically damaging, your nervous system is absolutely shot to pieces. So how does the somatic, like the coaching and the work that you do, how does that really help, I guess, calm people down when they're feeling, so I guess I'm trying to think of the word, but you know what I mean? Like you're just like on edge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. And that's something like so big that you're pointing at because it's like we come out of this relational, ultimately it's trauma, no matter how big or small, it is trauma. And your body is just like on high alert. You're very edgy, like you say, and you're just like in survival mode essentially. And that's, I mean, if you like, I always look at it and like to tell my clients analogy of a ladder. If you have that ladder on the pool and just above water is like neutral. And like if you're touching the sky, then you're happy and joyful and all is good in the world. But like after relational trauma, you're like at the bottom of the pool. You're just drowning.
Yeah.
And so the thing we hear a lot is, oh, you just need to like calm down and regulate. And it's so difficult when you're at that point to just calm down and regulate. So I think at that point, what you really need is what I call like this soft safety. And this is what I built with clients, like that entry point into just allowing yourself to feel again. Not to feel amazing, just to feel again because you're numb, you're dissociated, you're out of trauma. The only thing you can do right now at that point is just like, let's make like let's help my body just feel again, feel safe enough to feel.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. And I even know for myself in my own healing, mentally and emotionally and even spiritually, that was absolutely healed. But it's like the body and going through like PTSD and just really feeling that anxiety and that come to the surface. It's just amazing how it's like, oh yeah, you sort of forget that the body gets so impacted, or I
Yeah.
certainly did, just sort of forgot because the body's just
Oh,
always there that you just go, oh, it's
yeah.
just my, it's my body until all of a sudden it starts acting out a bit and you're like, oh God, what the hell is this? And why is this happening?
Yeah, totally. And that's the thing that is like we forget. It's not, I mean, it's like we just don't know, I think. And like in the healing spaces, I think we're really good at working with the mind. And there are a lot of approaches out there. But it's like, let's say 90% of like all the love experiences you've had of whatever it is that you call love right now, all of that lives in your body. And like that includes the trauma, the good, the bad, all of it.
Yeah.
So you go out and you're like, okay, you mentally understand something heavy happened and you want to heal it, but everything out there is just like targeting your mind. So it's working with that 10%, but the rest of it is just left unaddressed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, what are some things that you get your clients to do? Like, if they're really feeling, so wired and just feeling that agitated, and you know what I mean when I'm sort of talking, because
Yeah.
you just feel really jittery. Like, so what could be, I guess, a couple of little things that people could start to bring in now?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because what I start with in sessions, and honestly, this is the basis of like everything I do with people. And it's like the the thread, I would say, of all my work is just safety in yourself. And like making yourself, I like to see it as will make yourself the safest person you've ever known. Because that is what your body is looking for. That is what your system is looking for as when you're out of these situations. It's like the immediate response you have is like, okay, where can I find safety? I mean, you don't know that mentally, but that's where
Yeah.
your body is looking for. And so we want to make you that person. We want to make you the source of your own safety. And so initially we just go at it very, very slowly again, because it's very difficult to just achieve like, oh, super safe and confident already, but just baby steps so that you can actually just feel it's really simple. It's really just allowing yourself to give, I would say, just like, because we don't need to, I think people usually confuse neutrality as the goal other than capacity, and we want to build capacity. So it's just giving yourself those moments for you to be with all the big emotions or whatever it is. So it's literally just holding them, just holding them and be like, yeah, that makes so much sense that you would feel that way. And let's just be with that feeling and let's just cry it out. And the more you can stay with that feeling as opposed to trying to have a mental story about it, the better. It's just about staying with it as long as you can. And really just sometimes I like to tell people that, and it sounds so simple, but light a candle. I mean, if we're outside sessions and you feel really ungrounded, like light a candle and just like stare into the flame for 1 minute. That already grounds you into your body, especially for those who struggle with finding safety within. So you just need to like find these micro moments throughout your day where you can go back into your body. Another really simple one is just like place a hand on your heart and another one on your belly and rock gently. This really scene of
Okay. Yes.
primal safety. That's why we rock babies.
Yes.
And something as simple as that can just bring you into your body. That's the whole thing you want at the beginning.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then I guess at the same time, it is giving yourself, and because you've said some really great things here too, in the sense of, giving yourself permission to really feel those emotions. And it is absolutely so important to cry it out if you need that. And I always say to my clients too, if you're feeling angry and you're feeling frustrated, go and punch your pillow, jump up and down and scream. Like, the most important thing is that you are releasing that emotion, and it's you're not being stuck in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love how you said that because it's so important. It really is.
Oh, that's such a big thing because people always tell you like, oh, forgive and forget. It's like I can't, when I'm outside of that,
Yeah.
I like to see it as like imagine tying up a tiger mama and like
Yes.
attacking her cubs. That's exactly what happened to you when you were in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Someone attacked you and your inner child, and
Yeah.
you weren't able to defend yourself. So
Yeah.
that energy is stuck within. You need to let it out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because otherwise you really are carrying that with you. And then what ends up happening is you end up carrying this bitterness and this resentment and just all of that,
Yeah.
ugly, horrible emotion, in the sense, because we want to feel good. And that's what it is. And I mean, all emotions have their place. Each and every emotion is important, but it really is about trying to get you to feel safe and good
Yeah.
within yourself. So it's so important. And I always say to my clients, it's about really becoming your own best friend.
Mm, I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It really
It
is.
is. I totally agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it is. 'Cause
yeah,
the of outsourcing all those feelings that you're looking for, starting with safety, but then like the love and the
yes,
nurturing and all of
absolutely.
that. And you're like, oh, I can give that myself.
Yes, absolutely. And it's such a game changer, isn't it? Like, did you
Yeah.
find that like with everything, with everything that you've gone through, and I mean some really horrible times that you've gone through and, crying on the bathroom floor and stuff like that. But it's such a game changer when you give yourself permission to absolutely start to take care of yourself and to start to be compassionate and to praise yourself. Like it's a game
Absolutely.
changer.
It is. It is a game changer. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it sounds like very, again, basic, but this is the thing with this work. It's just the relationship with yourself will totally, it's like based on that, you are rewiring from within what you're telling, like in your nervous system, you're like, okay, because I am holding myself in this way and I am giving myself the space to cry and I'm giving myself the space to be everything that I need to be, which sometimes we feel like is too much. But
Yeah.
just doing that is like, okay, I'm telling myself I'm worthy of taking this space. I'm worthy of living this. I'm worthy of the space and the time.
Yeah.
And then that's just like on top of that, you can build an other like confidence and like cooler things, let's say. And then you just like build in your nervous system, like this is okay and I'm worthy. And that changes everything in your life.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing is you really start to view things differently. And I always like to say to people, it's about basically if you're in, say, a courtroom, that I mean, we can all be the victim, we can all be the judge, we can all be the prosecutor, we can always play the defense. But the best thing is to get to the witness, to be at the witness where you are looking at everything objectively. And it's not saying that what has happened is okay, because it's not okay, but it's where you have gotten yourself to that safe space where you feel comfortable within yourself that you now go, you know what? Okay, this happened, but look, I'm now going and I'm doing this because I'm sure if we were to ask you, say, 10 years ago, would you be doing this kind of work that you're doing? You probably stand here and go, no, not at all.
No, oh, didn't even know this was a thing.
That's right,
Didn't even know
exactly.
the word somatic was a thing.
Yeah.
Totally, totally. And I love that analogy, the courtroom analogy, because that's exactly what a lot of what we do in somatics, like, how you have the witness and how you have the judge, because
Yes,
we have a lot of different parts within ourselves.
yes,
And that's a lot of like self-love is really just working with all of them and loving the hell out of them. Like,
yes.
and a lot of those parts actually are in the shadows because we have been shaming them. Maybe it's the witness that we have been, or the judge, the judgy part of us. And like bring them to the surface and let's work with all of them and love the heck out of them.
Absolutely. And it's just, yeah, so important. And I think a lot of people, because you touched on it just earlier before too, was about forgiveness. And people are like, oh, I have to get to that state of forgiveness and really forgive that person. And I don't know about you, but for me, when I now look at forgiveness, forgiveness for me is more for myself. It's more in the sense of, you know what, I'm choosing not to carry this around with me. I'm choosing to be at peace. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to make myself safe. So the situation has happened. It's not okay because it's definitely not okay. However, I'm choosing to let go. I mean, it doesn't mean to say that we have that person come around for a Sunday roast and, sit around and
Mm.
start singing Kumbaya, but it's just, I think whether it becomes a level of acceptance. I don't know. How do you, because you're working with clients and you would be coming across this a lot. What do you sort of feel and think about the whole forgiveness space?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's a lot. I mean, I agree 100% with you in the sense of like it's a lot working with
Mm,
yourself and like more than that, like seeing that internalized version of the person that you're still carrying within. Because that's the person that you're pissed off at and that you know that the one that hurt you. And it's like I have like exercises even for this that I think are very powerful because what we really want to do is like dissolve that energy like that hate. It's okay. I mean, it's normal to be like, oh, I hate you, I resent you, I'm angry at you, you know?
yeah,
And like, of course, the end goal is like to like let go, but how you let go and how you dissolve is by metabolizing that in your system.
yeah,
And so it's not even the other person, but like, yeah, it's the version of that person that still is living inside of you.
yeah,
And that's what we want to address, let's say. That's what we want to like dissolve
yes.
somatically. And then it's like, okay, and then people can let it go. And you actually feel it in your system. And it's like, okay, it's like an Excel, you know, it's like, okay, now I can let it go. And yeah, I can choose differently.
Yeah, and you know what? You really do feel it within you. Like it is such a beautiful space to be where you can just honestly be at peace with it all. I actually even feel very grateful for my experience. I really do. I feel like this has been my absolute greatest teacher. It really has, because it's put me on this pathway. Like yourself, you've followed your intuition and you followed your calling, and now you're doing this most amazing, fulfilling work where you're helping others. And I think that is the probably one of the most beautiful gifts that we can give ourselves is when we can get to that space and just be like, you know what, this happened. I love you and I thank the hell out of you because of
Yeah.
this situation and because of you. I'm now doing this and I am
Exactly.
loving it. Like I love doing what I do. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I feel the same way towards this person in my life. Yeah, I'm like, thank you so much. Because you're really changing my life for the better. I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really incredible because I'm like you. If somebody had said to me, 10 years ago, Annie, you'd be looking and you'd be doing the Louise Hay stuff and you'd be working with clients and, teaching her philosophies and talking about all of this stuff, I'd be like, what drugs are
What?
you on? Like, then we'd be communicating with each other from across the globe and we're talking
Exactly.
about this
Yeah.
and be like,
Yeah.
what? Yet here we are. It's just
Oh,
so
yeah.
amazing. This journey has been absolutely incredible.
I know. Yes, I am incredibly grateful. And I think, like, if I could tell women out there something, is that because I think this is a lot of us struggle in love and struggle with love. And it's
Yeah.
really, I see those instances are like mini scientific labs into the best of who you are. And it's just about like gathering those insights and like just leveraging those moments in love because that's really and my a lot of my work seems like it's about just attracting love and building love, but it's really about yourself. It's really about becoming this, wow, I didn't even know I had this woman inside of me, and that's an amazing feeling. And that's what I want all women to feel.
Absolutely. Because I think this is one of the things as women, we really are so strong. Like the resilience that we have and the resourcefulness that we can absolutely show is absolutely incredible. And that's what always blows my mind. And I love it when I'm working with clients when we get sort of to that point and you say, just look back across your journey. And if we
Yeah,
were to talk about this now, like, who is this
exactly.
person who got you through this? I mean, of course, they've got support and everything, but it's within you.
Yep.
Look at this amazing, I call us warrior goddesses that have walked basically through hell's doorway, gone through what we've gone through, but we're coming out the other side. And when you look back and you're like, oh my goodness, like
Yeah, exactly. Look
how
at
did I do
you.
what?
Yeah,
That was me?
that was
What?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. I love that. And goddess warriors. Yeah, I love that. And like this is exactly this is what I love this work so much. And I see myself, I like it's really about the client. It's really about you as a person. I'm just here like a guardian or like a nervous system doula. Like we're gonna help you birth it out of you. But
Yeah.
really it already is in your body. It already lives in your body. It's just about helping you get it out. But
Yeah.
it's you. It's like
Yeah.
not changing you, not fixing you. It's already who you are at a very deep level.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how you called yourself this nervous system doula. Like, absolutely. You are like bringing that stuff out and just being like, here we are, rebirth.
Yeah,
New person or the
rebirthing.
new version of you. I love that because it is very much exactly like that, isn't it? Because you
Yeah.
are. You basically go like through a whole rebirth. I don't know about you, but I know if I look at myself even just over like the past 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, like I go, I don't even really recognize that person anymore because it's not really who I am. I mean, absolutely, she was a part of me, but do you know what I mean? Like to where you are now, you go, oh, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I shared this with you in our past convo that I love looking at past photos of myself, like
yeah,
with a lot of compassion and love, and be like, wow, so proud of you. And honestly, sometimes difficult feelings come up because, like, I remember how I felt in those times and it was really shitty. But
yeah,
it's like, wow, I'm just like so proud of you.
absolutely. And I think that's one of the biggest things too, is a lot of the time we do not allow ourselves to be proud of ourselves or praise ourselves for doing what we do and what we have done. And, even sometimes we have made poor choices, 100%, but it's about just going, you know what? Okay, maybe that wasn't cool. However, I'm now a different person. I'm now in a different space, and I now know that I would choose differently. However, at the time, I was doing what I thought was right at that particular point in time. Whether it turned
Yeah.
out good, bad, or otherwise, it's the fact is it's what you're learning from that and what you're taking with you as you pull yourself or push yourself through and allow this journey just to evolve.
Yeah, totally agree. And I think honestly that at the end of the day, when you have that perspective, it's like there's no bad way of doing it, It's like you're always on your path somewhere in
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yeah, because I also really feel, and again, it's not to dismiss or take anything away from our experiences, but I it's basically it was meant to happen
Yeah,
because you were meant to be exactly where you are now, aren't
exactly.
you?
Couldn't be otherwise.
That's
If I
it.
had like a fabulous love life throughout my 20s
Yeah,
and it was all like rainbows and ponies, I wouldn't be here.
yeah,
And like I probably would have never gotten to the depths of myself in this way. And like it's such a transformative journey and like the path I'm on right now. So yeah, everything has a very beautiful way of working itself out, very mysterious, but
yeah.
And I think that's when the trust element really kicks in.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. And that is it's a big thing is learning to trust yourself again and learning to really listen to that intuition. And I think for a lot of, especially us women, that we tend to really suppress that inner voice and that, that gut feeling, and we talk ourselves out of it. And I think that is a huge thing, and I am absolutely guilty of that. But I have absolutely learnt now to really listen and follow that. 'Cause sometimes it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it
yeah.
does make it for a pretty damn good ride.
Oh, and believe me, even today, even after all this work, I still find myself being like, oh, I kind of, okay, I'm like still listening to other voices or like letting external noise get to me, And then I have to like reground myself and be like, okay, where's my voice? Because we're so used to just like outsourcing. What am I meant to do? What's the next right step? And like this element of trusting myself and trusting life,
Yeah.
it's really, and that's what I love about working with the body. Like it's through this reconnection and like, okay, let me just get back into myself for a little and just, I love you, mom. I love your friends. I love you, whoever it is giving me the advice. But like, I know that within me are the real answers
Yeah.
and I need to like get back into myself. And like it's the constant exercise of doing that because especially as women, we've been taught not to.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I even now find with myself, it's like really quite interesting. I become very aware if a person is not good for me. Like if I don't get good vibes, honestly, I feel like vomiting. Like I feel sick in the stomach. That's how much in tune my body is. And I'm like,
Amazing. I love that.
whoa. But it's incredible
Yeah.
that how your body just automatically
Yep.
is like,
It
it
knows. It's like
it
in a flash of a second. Yeah.
absolutely. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, well, this person is clearly not my person. So we'll just, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. I would do that with a caveat though, because when you've been through trauma, you also can have like these instances of like, confusing chemistry with chaos, and that still happens. And sometimes I still work with women that go like, oh, maybe this is it because it sparks all of these chemicals and like all of these
yeah,
feelings in me. So it's really, but of course, in your case, because you've already done so much of the work, you can already be in that place of, oh, I fully trust this immediate gut feeling.
yeah.
But like, especially at the beginning, we still need like time to digest and process until you build up that intuition muscle and be like, yeah, now I can. But I love what you said because it's like what I tell women is it's not let the best man win in love. It's let the best vibe win. And when you see it that way, it like all changes because it's like, how do people make me feel rather than mental checklists?
Absolutely. And that's so important. And I think, and this is probably one of the other greatest gifts that we end up gifting ourselves is you become so aware of who drains you
Yeah.
and how you feel to when you're around someone, like you were saying, like with that, who's giving me like the best vibe, because you're automatically, it's reciprocal, you're building each other up, and it's just you feel good, you feel positive, like it's, yeah, it's really, it's beautiful because you can absolutely, absolutely tell.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you can feel it in your body cues, and that's what I work with people like to teach you, like how do you recognize in real time what your body is telling you about the person sitting in front of you, the
Yeah.
limbic resonance, that like, oh, do I feel safe? Like, is my jaw clenched? Are like my shoulders up or down? Is like my tummy swirling? Like, what's happening inside my body? The more you tune into this in real time, the more you can like build up that intuition muscle that we're talking about.
Absolutely. And I know Louise Hay always says the power is in the present moment. And exactly like you said, when you're bringing your awareness back to your body at that particular point in time, you are actually bringing your power back within you because you're
Yeah.
feeling it in real time. And like you said, you can assess the situation. Oh, my jaw's feeling clenched. Okay, I'm clearly, there could be stress in that here. My shoulders, in my back, my stomach, all of that. And I love I love that you get to do this work. I love that you teach this because it's just, I find it so fascinating.
Me too. Me too. And like especially believe me because I've been through a lot in work in love, and like I've tried a lot as well. So I know there are a lot of approaches out there that teach women to be like in some way performative, or be like try to be more feminine or try to be more this or more that. And it's like just drop into who you are, and that's the real power. Like you say, the power of being in the present in your body. You don't need any other formulas or like magic scripts on what to text and how to act, what to do. You just need more like attunement with yourself, like in the present, like you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what? There are always going to be people who are not going to like you. But then there are
Yeah,
always going to be people who do like you. So, and that's okay. I mean, we can't please every single person on this planet. So I very much am now, look, whatever you think of me, I'm okay with it. I'm absolutely okay with it because I know me, I know my story, I know the journey I've walked in. I'm completely okay with it. So you do you, boo. I'll do me. And if we get along, fantastic. And if we don't, well, that's absolutely okay too. Like it's okay.
Oh,
Like
and that's such a delicious place to do life from, like it's okay because I like me enough and like it's okay.
I
Let's
am
just
who I
see.
am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that feeling. Yeah.
Because you just do, because you just, I mean, everybody's got an opinion. Like that's just human nature. We've all got an opinion on
Yeah.
something, but it's like you know what? I'm okay with it because I know who I am. And that is such a powerful place to be. Like, especially once you've done all of this stuff, is just, you know what, I know who I am. Yeah.
That's the real power, yeah. And that totally changes how you approach everything. Of course, finding what we call the one, finding just the right people, but it also applies to friendships, like even in the workplace. Like it's incredible how once you change this in just like your love life, you see like how it ripples out in every area of your life, and you're suddenly more confident in work meetings and like with family boundaries and just like everywhere.
Absolutely. And setting boundaries is definitely something that, I did initially struggle with because I was always such a people pleaser and, doing
Same.
everything else to keep everybody happy. And now I'm like, I just speak my truth. And if that resonates with you, fantastic. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Like, you know what? Like that's okay, fantastic. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm
Yeah,
just like, okay,
exactly.
I wish you well anyway. Like I want what's best for each and every person on this planet and just go, well, that's okay, because like I said, you do you, boo, but I know who I am and I am me and I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But that's the beautiful thing about being a human, isn't it? We've got so many
Not about
facets.
that. Yeah, exactly. It's not about that perfection. It's just like raw, real authenticity and just like being as full as me,
Absolutely.
bringing myself fully to the table and like, because that's how you build the yummy love that you want
Yeah.
in relationships with everyone, not just romantic, but just in general. And
Yeah.
that's how you build like the yummy business opportunities and it just, yeah, that's what I love about this work as well. It's very like holistic in how once you are a certain way in a certain area of your life, it's like you kind of start dropping the masks everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? In a world where there's so much fakeness, why not just be yourself? It's so much easier. Honestly, it
Oh, it
really is.
is. It is so much easier and it feels so much better.
Oh,
So, yeah.
absolutely. And you sleep so
I-
much better. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. And I'm all for like giving clients options. So I will never be like, okay, this is the way you need, like this is the path. And like even if the path is being yourself, because people will sometimes come with the like, I want to make this work, I want to make this relationship work, or I want this to happen. And like, okay, we can, I mean, ultimately it's your life, it's your choices. But
yeah,
like at the end of the day, it's just, and people usually end up realizing it's so much easier to just like really be who you are and show up as the woman who you are and like really find out what is it you want. And maybe that doesn't look like what your past self thought you wanted. or like what you should be doing, but it's just ultimately so much yummier.
Oh, gosh, so much yummy. It's like chocolate cake, just so much yummier.
Yeah, I'm all up for that, the chocolate cake.
Oh, sweetheart, thank you ever so much. Honestly, I just have absolutely loved doing this episode with you. Now, for everybody who wants to be able to reach out if they've got questions to ask you, which I will get your details and I will pop it in the description with our podcast anyway. But can you just let everybody know how they can find you?
Of course. So, actually, I do have for your listeners, especially, I'm very happy to offer a free mini session. Like, just if they wanna, if they're curious about somatics and
Yes.
they wanna tune into your body to just like see how that feels like, and they can just book that on my website, which is shesembodied.com. They can also find me on Instagram at shesembodied. And I also have a lead magnet for them about like finding just a free juicy resource which I love sharing with women about like finding love from or like dating from a very yummy authentic place through your
Beautiful.
body. So I'm happy to put that in the link as well.
Oh, thank you. No, that is absolutely wonderful. And I'll just get them to mention either my name or Rise Up and Heal. If they say that, is that what they need to do so you know they've listened to the podcast?
That works perfectly, yes.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, everybody, I will absolutely 100% put all of that information in the description for everybody and those links. Thank you. That is just so beautiful and generous of you to offer that free mini session. Like how absolutely wonderful that is. And honestly, it is so important. Like, yeah, it really is important. Like, I mean, I know we discussed how important it is for the to heal emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, but the body is absolutely the biggest one. And absolutely love that you are doing the work that you do. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you, lovely. And yeah, I think ultimately what I found and what many women find is that just through the body you access all of these
Yeah,
other aspects as well, you know, even the spiritual, even like like it's the link. It has been my link, and I know for many women is the link to
yeah.
all of them. So that's yeah,
Oh, that's so
very happy to
beautiful.
share that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So much for having me.
Oh,
This has been wonderful.
I've loved it. Thank you. And for all of you who are listening, again, I will put all the details in the description. And thank you to all of our listeners for listening. We appreciate you. We love you. We want you to take care of you. And of course, reach out if you have got any questions and would like to get in touch. So, again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, my gorgeous, just, oh my goodness, gorgeous
Thank
somatic
you.
coach who has just honestly, I love what you do. So
Thank you
thank you
so much,
very
Annie.
much.
Likewise, really, really admire and appreciate having being with you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.